The morning in the Sharma household began not with the chirping of sparrows but with the clatter of a steel plate and a roar of fury. Mr. Sharma, his face flushed with an anger that seemed disproportionate to the scene, loomed over his young son, Arjun the boy. Belly 10 stood frozen, a 10-rupee note clutched in his trembling hand. "So, a thief now?" Mr. Sharma's voice was a whip crack. "You steal from your own father's wallet for this. For a measly 10 rupees. If your mother had taught you any discipline, you wouldn't dare." His eyes swept to his wife Meera, who was quietly gathering the fallen plate. "And you're just handing him food after this. If I were in your place, I'd let him go hungry for 2 days. Today he steals 10 rupees. Tomorrow who knows what he'll do." Arjun's eyes swam with unshed tears. The money wasn't for candy or a toy. It was for the school charity drive, for the Share a Meal project. But the words stuck in his throat, choked by fear and shame. The accusation, "chore thief," echoed in the silent kitchen, far louder than his father's yelling. Meera said nothing. Her silence was a familiar, heavy blanket in the house. She placed a roti on Arjun's plate, her eyes meeting his for a fleeting second, a silent message of eat amidst the storm. But Arjun's appetite was gone. "I'm not hungry," he mumbled, pushing the plate away, his small world feeling unbearably unjust. The scene shifted with the abruptness of a bad cut. Now Arjun was in his room, his schoolbooks open but unseeing. The memory of the morning played on a loop. The door creaked open, and his mother entered. She didn't speak about the incident. Instead, she sat beside him, her presence a calm contrast to the morning's tempest. "Beta," she said softly, "never think I don't have time to listen. I know exactly what your heart is going through." But even she didn't ask for his side of the story. Later, his father entered, his anger seemingly spent, replaced by a stern pedagogical air. He pointed at Arjun's half-finished homework. "Remember one thing before you write," he stated, his tone firm. "Your marks may go up or down, but my love for you, that sweetness will never, ever lessen." The words were meant to be comforting, but to Arjun they felt like a paradox. How could love and such searing anger live in the same heart? The emotional isolation deepened. At school, during lunch, while his friends unpacked their boxes, Arjun pretended to search his bag. His lunchbox, in the chaos of the morning, had been left behind. His stomach growled, a hollow reminder of the uneaten breakfast and the missing lunch his friend Rohan noticed. "Hey, I forgot your tiffin again," he joked. Arjun just nodded, the shame of the morning mixing with a new, knowing hunger. He thought of calling his mother, but a stubborn pride held him back. Why should he ask? They thought he was a thief. Let them see the consequence. The afternoon dragged, a blur of lessons and stomach cramps. When the final bell rang, he trudged home, his steps slow and heavy. He expected more silence, more stern looks. But as he entered, he found his mother waiting in the living room, a strange, soft smile on her face. "Close your eyes," she instructed. Puzzled, he complied. He heard her light footsteps, the rustle of a bag. "Okay, open them." There, on the table, was his blue lunchbox, and next to it, a small bowl of his favorite dessert, gajar ka halwa. "You left in such a hurry," Meera said, her voice thick with emotion. "I brought it for you." For the first time that day, a genuine warmth touched Arjun's heart. "Thanks, Ma," he whispered, the simple act feeling like a lifeline. The real turning point came unexpectedly. His father was fixing an old, rusty pressure cooker in the kitchen. "It's gotten too old," Mr. Sharma grumbled, struggling with a stuck valve. "We should just get a new one tomorrow." As he applied more force, the ancient handle finally gave way, snapping clean off. But instead of anger, Mr. Sharma stared at the broken piece in his hand, then at his own hands, and a strange, weary realization dawned on his face. He walked into the living room where Arjun was finally eating his halwa. Mr. Sharma sat down heavily opposite him. The room was quiet, save for the ticking clock. He didn't speak for a long moment, just watched his son. "Arjun," he began, his voice uncharacteristically quiet. "This old pressure cooker, it's served us for years, but sometimes, too much pressure, held for too long, it makes even strong metal brittle. It makes it snap." He paused, choosing his words with immense care this morning. It was that pressure cooker. The 10 rupees wasn't the pressure. It was work, worries, things you don't need to know about. And I snapped at the wrong thing. At you. Arjun stopped eating, his spoon midway to his mouth. He had never heard his father talk like this. "A wise man once said," Mr. Sharma continued, "that sorrow shared is halved, but I think anger, when unleashed on the wrong person, becomes a poison that doubles." He looked directly at his son, his eyes filled with a regret so profound it was almost tangible. "I accused you of stealing your future character, but I was the one who stole your peace this morning. Will you forgive this foolish pressure cooker of a father?" The dam holding back Arjun's emotions broke. The tears he had suppressed all day flowed freely. It wasn't just about the money anymore, it was about being seen, being heard. He ran into his father's arms, the halwa forgotten. "Papa, the money was for the school's charity lunch for the poor kids. I was going to tell you, but..." Mr. Sharma held him tight, the hug conveying more than words ever could. She bade I know now. I should have asked. I should have listened. Over Arjan's shoulder, he saw Mira standing in the doorway, her own eyes glistening. In that moment, the broken handle of the pressure cooker became more than just kitchen scrap. It was a symbol of a cycle breaking, of a release long overdue. That evening, the house felt different. The air was lighter. The silence was comfortable, not heavy. Mr. Sharma helped Arjan with his project, contributing not just 10, but 100 rupees to the charity fund with a note that read, "For a lesson learned." As Arjan got ready for bed, his father came to tuck him in. "Remember better," he said, ruffling his hair. "Even the strongest things can break under constant pressure, but love, real love, is what mends them. It's the craftsman who repairs the broken handle. And from now on, I promise to be the craftsman, not the pressure." Lying in bed, Arjan replayed the day. The fury, the hunger, the silence, the halwa, the broken cooker, and finally, the mending. He understood now. Families weren't picture perfect. They were workshops full of old, pressure-bearing vessels and occasional broken handles. But as his mother had silently shown with a brought lunch, and his father had painfully admitted with his apology, it was the willingness to repair, to serve love even when it was hard, that held everything together. The storm had passed, leaving not wreckage, but a cleaner, stronger foundation. And for the first time that day, Arjan fell asleep with a full stomach and a full heart.